I'm kind of short here, huh? But if I step up, am I going to be too tall? I don't know. Hey, y'all. How's it going? Look, I got one of those magical phone holder things. Oh, I wonder if I flatten it. Does that help at all? So now I'm hands-free. Yay! I don't have to be shaking. Woo! Let's see if I point it down, if that helps a little bit. All right, awesome. So here's what I want you to do today. And I want you to do this every single day for the next week. I want you to do this every single day for the next month. I want you to practice this every single day forever. Okay? I want you to do this all the time. Now, if you're watching live, hey everybody, I see we got a bunch of people on live. Drop a 1 in the comments. And if you're watching the replay and it doesn't say live up at the top, drop a 2 in the comments. So if you're here watching me live now, give me a 1. If you're watching later, give me a 2. All right? That way I can just tell if you have any questions, if you pop up later. That way I can help you. All right, so 1s and 2s. What I want you to tell your husband is very, very simple. It's not easy to tell him this, but it is simple. And I want you to tell him that you're going to be making an extra $10,000 every single month. Let's practice. Husband, I make an extra $10,000 every single month. I want you to say that to your husband tonight. You can say it to him before you go to bed. You can say it to him as soon as he walks through the door. However you need to say it to him, that's how I want you to. But I want those words to come out. I'm going to make an extra $10,000 every single month. Because, hear me out on this. It does not matter how much money you are making right now. An extra $10,000 will help. Okay? I don't care if you're making $2,000 right now. I don't care if you're making $20,000 right now. I don't care if you're making $200,000 a month. I want you to tell your husband that you're going to start making an extra $10,000 a month. Now, the reason I'm putting this out there as a homework assignment, when I told my boyfriend that I was going to start making $10,000 a month, he laughed at me. Now, let's do the math real quick. If I make $10,000 a month, after 12 months, that's $120,000. He laughed at me. I didn't even tell him how I was going to be making this money. I just told him that I was going to be making this money, and he laughed at me. Now, why did he laugh at me? Did he think I was joking? Did he think I couldn't make $10,000 a month? Because that's $120,000 a year. I mean, that's 6 figures. That's what a lot of people are trying to get to is 6 figures, right? 6 figures a year. Extra. On top of everything else I was already doing, everything else I was making, it does not matter. I'm going to make an extra 6 figures a year. That's basically what I want you to tell him. And I want you to tell him this tonight. I want you to tell him this tomorrow morning. I want you to tell him that you make an extra $10,000 a month next Wednesday. I want you to tell him every single day that you make an extra $10,000 a month. And when you tell him this, I fully expect, at some point, I fully expect him to laugh at you. Because that's not normal everyday conversation. You know, a normal everyday conversation, at least in my house, is what do you want for dinner tonight? I don't know. What do you want tonight? I don't know. What do you want tonight? Like, that's a normal conversation. That's not anything to laugh about. But if I started the conversation with, I'm going to make an extra $10,000 a month, what do you want for dinner? He would probably say, I want Ruth's Chris. All right? He'd be like, I want Red Lobster. I want something expensive if you're going to be making an extra $10,000 a month. All right? But when you say this, I expect a little chuckle, and then I expect some questions. And if you don't have a husband, you can say this to your mom, you can say this to your boss, you can say this to your best friend, you can say this to your dog, okay? If you got to warm yourself up to telling the world that you're going to make an extra $10,000 a month, I don't care who you tell, as long as you tell somebody every single day. All right? I'm just using the husband as an example because that's kind of who I talk to, right? So after you tell him this, maybe the first day, it may be the 6th or 7th day, but I don't want you to go into some great big long story until he asks for it. I want you to say, I make an extra $10,000 a month. Yeah, you can tell your kids, that's fine. I make an extra $10,000 a month. And I'm waiting on a one-word question to come back. And I want you to have an answer prepared, but I don't want you to give your answer until he asks, how? How do you think you're going to make an extra $10,000 a month? How do you think you're going to find an extra $10,000 a month? How do you think you're going to have time to work another job that's going to bring in 10 grand a month? How do you think you're going to find somebody that's going to pay you 10 grand a month? But it all boils down to how. Right? That's what I'm waiting for. And when that question comes out of his mouth, her mouth, their mouth, whatever, when that question finally comes to the surface, how, I want you to tell them. I want you to tell them exactly how you plan on making an extra 10 grand a month. And again, I don't care how much you make right now. If you make 5 grand a month, an extra 10 will help you. If you make 50 grand a month, an extra 10 will help you. If you make $100,000 a month, an extra $10,000 a month will help you. But the only way you're going to get there is if you start telling your people that you're going to do it. You tell them that you buy houses. You are a real estate investor. You only need 20 houses to pay you an extra $500 a month before you make 10 grand a month. You can buy one house a month for 2 years and make $10,000 or $12,000 a month in 2 years. You could start making 10 grand a month next month. You could start making 10 grand a month next week. You don't have to have money to get started. You have to have deals. You have to know how to talk to sellers. You have to have contracts. You have to have a lot of things besides money. Now, if you have money, if you are making 100 grand a month, then it's a lot easier for you to start adding 10 grand a month because you could actually buy houses like cash. I want you to start putting it out there. I want you to start telling people that you buy houses. I want you to start telling people that you buy apartment complexes. I want you to start telling people that you help other people make money with the equity they have in their homes. That's private money lending. I want you to start telling people that you are a real estate investor. I want you to start living in your head, if not in your world. I want you to start living your dreams. I want you to make vision boards. I want you to start looking at how much it costs to fly first class. I want you to start looking at how much it would cost to have a boat. I want you to start looking at what it's actually going to take. And then I want you to start taking daily action towards hitting your goals. I want you to start getting all of everything around you lined up so that you can start making 10 grand a month. The more you say it out loud that you make an extra $10,000 a month, the more you believe it in your head. The more you say it to him every morning or every night before you go to bed, sometimes the more resistance you're going to get back. But that's okay. That resistance is just coming because he's trying to protect you. He's trying for you not to get your hopes up and then get your feelings hurt if you don't start making an extra 10 grand a month. That's it. It's not that he doesn't believe you. He would love to see you make an extra 10 grand a month. He would love to see you make an extra $100,000 a month. But he wants to see how. And whether you know how yet or not, it doesn't matter. That yet word is a very, very powerful word. I love yet. Whether or not you make $10,000 a month right now, or whether or not it's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 months before you make it, it's just that you don't make it yet. Not that there's no possibility that you don't make it. You just don't collect it yet. But every letter you send, every Facebook post that you put up, every time you wear your button to church, every conversation you have that lets people know you buy houses, every potential buyer you talk to, everything, all of that is working towards your benefit till you can cash and collect those extra $10,000 months. Yet is a very powerful word. I was at a workshop this weekend. I was speaking and I wore a button that says I buy houses, and I took extra buttons so I could hand out to people, right? Take a button. Take a button. It's got my information on the back of it. If you want me, take this button. You can find me that way. No problem. One woman said, I don't need a button that says I buy houses. I don't buy houses. I said, yet. You don't buy houses yet because you still have all this crap going on in your head that says that you need banks, or you need cash, or you need credit, or you need X, Y, and Z. All that is fluff in your head. You don't buy houses yet. And by the end of it, she came back up to me and she was like, you're right, I'm ready to buy houses. It's just that I wasn't ready yet. Now that you've explained things to me, I'm definitely ready to go buy houses. In fact, she was like, I have 2 people I'm going to call to see if they want me to take their old house from them. It can change that fast, guys. You start telling people, start telling your people, tell your mom, tell your husband, tell your kids, tell your dog, tell whoever that you need to tell that you're going to start making an extra $10,000 a month on autopilot because you buy houses. Just start telling them. And even if you've got a great job right now, you can start making $10,000 a month and putting that to the side for retirement. Wouldn't it be nice to have an extra 10 grand a month coming in and you're just waking up sipping Mai Tais on the beach? Yeah. Yeah, it would. So whether you're making $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, or you're already making 100 grand a month, an extra $10,000 a month that just comes on in because you woke up is always nice to have. So start telling people that you're making an extra 10 grand a month. The how, the buying houses, that will work itself out. If you want a shortcut, if you really want to know how I buy houses, go to firstdealdonefast.com. Firstdealdonefast.com. And I'll show you exactly how to get it done. I'll give you the contracts that I use. I'll give you the scripts. I'll give you the rebuttals. I'll give you everything that you need to make an extra 10 grand a month. But you got to start telling everybody that you deserve an extra 10 grand a month. You got to start telling everybody that you expect an extra 10 grand a month. You got to start telling everybody that you're working towards collecting an extra 10 grand a month. The rest of it's just paperwork. Go to firstdealdonefast.com and I'll help you really learn the hows to buying houses. Y'all let me know if you have any questions, but you start telling everybody you know, everybody in your life on a regular basis, you start telling them that you make an extra 10 grand a month, and watch how quickly you will start making an extra 10 grand a month. You just got to do it every single day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Y'all let me know if you have any questions, okay?